What's up, everyone? It's Charles, Rocketpuncharmy. This is not the usual kind of video that I make. I haven't done a vlog in a very long time, but a lot of people out there seem to be concerned with my situation, which is not a bad thing. I figured I might as well just be honest with you guys, but if you haven't noticed already, I have been going through a divorce, so that has a lot to do with the reason the videos have stopped for a while, because that's one of those things that you kind of want to do to keep your family together, is, you know, put them as a priority. So this video is pretty much just to give you a heads up on, you know, where I'm going with the channel in the future. You'll be happy to know it is going to continue just pretty much at the pace that it is right now, which is pretty much like videos here and there, nothing crazy. But it also to serve as a warning that you should always, and it's not the reason we got divorced, but you should always, you know, put your family first. So that's why I try to include my little daughter in videos, things like that. But the level at which this channel was at required a lot of time. You know, obviously I work full time. This is not like something I get paid for. You know, and you guys are gonna be like, oh, you got YouTube revenue, you got pretty good amount of subscribers. Guys, it's nothing, literally pennies a day. But anyway, yeah, just if you have a family, keep that first. I was kind of gonna make a joke about the whole thing, but I'd rather just continue on with what I want to make this video for, which is pretty much yeah, I'm in the storage unit, and you know, got a lot of my stuff over here. I figured I'd just do the vlog from here, since a lot of the stuff that I had in display cases literally were just put down here in storage, and I got to put them in boxes because right now I have nowhere to put my robots. But speaking of robots, the reason I have like not made a lot of videos is because number one, I don't really have support from sponsors or anything like that. I know I deal with TF Direct, but let's be honest, lately you know, I haven't been getting a lot of stuff from them, and that's due to the you know, mostly just me not being able to keep up with what they expect from a reviewer. But BBTS, by and far the greatest thing that could ever happen to me as a reviewer. BBTS does not sponsor anybody. You know, if you're lucky enough, at some point they, or at least with me, I don't know if they still do it, but you know, they do help out by me giving ad space. So it's not so much that I just use them just for that, because I do use BBTS. I do pay for some stuff out of pocket, but once in a while it's nice to be able to just you know, get a couple things to help with the channel, which is the reason you don't see a lot lately. Most of the stuff is BBTS only, and occasionally tfdirect.com with some of the KO stuff that you guys tend to like. But I don't have sponsors other than that, and I'm not taking a lot of out-of-pocket things. I just, you know, not that robots are not a priority, they are a big part of my life, but I got other hobbies. I do race drones, freestyle drones. I spend you know, a few bucks on that, but other than that, the robots strictly what I can get through BBTS. So obviously I'm focusing very much, as you can see, I've got a variety of stuff, and it's a lot of stuff. It's almost embarrassing having to show you guys how much stuff I have and accumulated over the years, whether it be from Collection DX, me just buying stuff, being a completist, or is that a word? Completist, where like I have to have every GX Soul of Chogokin, every MP that's available, and eventually it's almost like, what's the point? I've lost focus. You know, I got into this through Dietarn and Voltron as a kid, and I branched out, and Transformers, but I branched out on a lot of weird stuff, and like you would buy one thing from a series and you got to have all of it. And at some point, like, you're just buying stuff, and it's, you don't really have any attachment to it, even though the stuff is cool, because this action figures are cool. I see a lot of action figures for stuff that I'm not into, and I buy them, and then they just end up in a box somewhere, or being sold for half of what I paid for it. So I think I'm really focusing, even to the point where there's stuff that I'm going to sell that I didn't think I would sell. There's going to be some Solo Chogokins I'll be selling. A lot of Transformer Deluxes, as much as I love them, but at the same time there's so many, and I already have the Masterpiece versions of a lot of the ones I like. I don't really see the point in continuing on, especially now, because I haven't been collecting anything new from Transformers unless it's a masterpiece. And even then, you know, I got Inferno, but I got a KO. I didn't get any of the other stuff. Sunstreaker still sealed in a BBTS collector box. I didn't even look at that. But there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that I gotta get rid of. So it's also like a warning to you guys that are really into collecting. You're gonna hit a spot. I hit it a lot quicker. Most people that are in a situation like me, you know, where I would get stuff from like Collection DX, I met a lot of people, so I would get a lot of stuff. You get to a point where it just becomes overwhelming, to the point where like I feel good almost giving the stuff away for free. I know you guys are freaking out like, yeah, send me stuff for free. I can't do that. I gotta make some money off of it. But I sometimes, like, there's a birthday party, I'll just grab a bunch of toys, throw them in a box, you know, stuff I don't need. I'm not talking about like Solo Chogoki and stuff like that, but I tend to do stuff like that because, and I'm sorry if I'm not looking at the camera, I'm using a GoPro, and it's kind of weird to look at a GoPro and not be able to see what I'm doing. Yeah, you're gonna get to a point where you're just gonna be like, wait, this is way too much stuff. And believe me, it becomes a burden, it becomes stressful. It takes the fun out of it. So my suggestion to you is, before you buy something, is as good as it feels to have, because really, if you're a collector, there's some type of OCD in you. Let's just get that out of the way. If you are a collector, there's something in your brain that makes you feel like you have to have everything, that you have to keep things mint in box, that you have to have, you know, I know there's a bunch of you out there, if you ding a box, you feel like buying another one, don't you? You're one of those people. You're one of those weirdos like me. But eventually you get to a point where like the ding boxes don't matter, you know. It's more about like the feeling you get from like a nice robot. You know, I used to keep things like, even this. What's the point of this being in the plastic thing? Like, the package is gonna get scratched. Like, look at these things. Like, obviously take care of them, but you get to a point where it's like, it doesn't matter. So very focused. I'm going back to the roots of my collecting, which is die-cast robots. And as you know, they're few and far between. I can't even tell you which thing I'm going to get next. I think I'm going to get the Bai Kung Fu, the renewal one, which I tend to not want to do the renewal thing anymore, but I think I'm going to sell my older one and just get the new one. But I'm not really planning on doing that whole buy every version of the GX line. I gave up on that. But yeah, I figured give you what's up with what's going on, give you some pointers when it comes to collecting. Again, really think about what you purchase first before you end up with way too much stuff that you can't get rid of at an event. I figured I could bring these things to an event and sell them off. I sit there not selling anything, so that's a waste of my time, and it's a waste of my family's time. I think that's pretty much it. Just wanted to let you know why the videos are few and far between. If anybody from BBTS is watching, because I'm sure they check up once in a while, thank you for supporting the channel. Also, a couple things. I do want to see if maybe I can do like live streaming. Would you guys be into that? Like, where I guess I sit down in front of a camera or something, and we can discuss stuff robot related. But kind of cool to reach out to a lot of fans, because I really haven't been answering a lot of the comments. It would be cool, like, to get a few people, you know, to do the thing. Also, even though I don't have the most amount of time out there, I think it would be cool, or people have recommended, like setting up a Patreon. I was always kind of against that, and I do have a lot of YouTube friends, and I can see why they need to do it, especially if this was something I could have done in the past, where, especially if you have a family, it helps to have some sort of income coming from the amount of work that you put into a video. Everybody, for example, I can make a video that's 20 minutes. It may have taken me an hour to film that, because there's hundreds of takes. I stutter bad sometimes, or like what I'm doing right now. I start saying and then, you know, sometimes I don't execute the movement correctly, or something. I say something stupid, so I got to redo it. So 20-minute video could be more than an hour of filming. Then there's the editing. You got to sit down and edit for maybe 1 or 2 hours for a 20-minute video. Then the rendering. I'm using a laptop from, I don't even know what year, 10 years ago. That thing takes forever to render. And the worst part is, sometimes you finish the render and it comes out bad, and you got to do it again. So that's very time consuming and very frustrating. So you need to show something, you know what I mean? Like, before, I would do all these videos And at the end, what did I have to show for it? Except, you know, the loyalty of my fans. I guess bottom line is it would be nice to be able to show something at the end. And I'm not saying like I need to make $1 million. Most likely I would just put it into getting more reviews, because honestly, I don't need money, but at least maybe I can put it back into the channel, you know, because kind of like I got to do other things for income sometimes, and I guess a Patreon would help. So let me know what you guys think. So I would just revert it back into the channel, obviously, so it would allow me to pick up stuff that's not available at BBTS, because some stuff is not available through BBTS. So I don't know, let me know what you guys think, but definitely give me an opinion on the whole live stream. And I'm out of breath, guys. There's no air in here, so yeah, I'm done. Any questions or comments, leave them below, and until next time, bye bye.